What is up, guys? It is your boy Fozzy. Today we're hitting the community up with my very own Gunlance build. Now this build is one of my favorite builds I have. I think most of you will enjoy this because this build is really good at in-game high rank 50 or above. If you need to kill Temper Elder Dragons and you're struggling, this build is a really good build because it keeps you alive. It doesn't do the most amount of damage, but your uptime is so strong that it makes up for the DPS. I just want to take a second real quick though to say on the last video, on my first build video I've ever done, thank you all for the mad support. It meant a lot and I could not believe the feedback I was getting. And I also want to say in the comments, Matthias Texiri commented, said he wanted to see a hunting horn with exhausted paralysis support build. My man, I promise you I am working on that build. It is just taking me a little bit longer to get some of the armor pieces to try to make it really just actually be really cool to work. So give me a couple more weeks and I should get it for you. Back to this video though, we're going to head over to training area. I'm going to break this build down for you, show you exactly how good it is, show you how it works so well, and we're going to go test it out. I'll see you guys there. Now that we're back in the training area, I'm going to break this Gunlance build down for you and show you just why I think this thing is so good. If you look, we're using the Royal Burst. Now this Gunlance is great for shelling. I absolutely love this weapon and I think it's amazing and everybody should try it out. Now the Zora Magdaros Gunlance is argued to be better, and that's very fair because it honestly kind of is. But that playstyle, I do not like how you play the Zora Magdaros Gunlance. You hold circle and that's it. And if you like it, that's fair. It's great. And it's very viable, but it's just not how I like to play. I love the infinite combo with the Shelling Lance. Now if you look under our Royal Burst, we do have a health augmentation. Unfortunately, I do not have a second one. And if I did, it would be another health regain. Double stacking health regain on this thing is great because it increases your survivability and increases your uptime even more. You stay on that monster, you hold that shield down when you have to block, and you just infinite combo as much as you can, and it is amazing. If we go look at our armor, we're using the Basil Helm B. It gives us earplugs level 2 and 2 gem slots. We're using the Kushala chest piece B. It gives us Handicraft 2 and another gem slot. The Kaiser Van Braces A. It gives us Weakness Exploit 2 and a gem slot. Now I know Weakness Exploit on a Gunlance seems very odd, but I'll explain why that is when we get to the skills set. The Basil Coil B, Earplugs level 2, another gem slot. Destined Chills B, Handicraft 2, and 2 gem slots. We are using the Artillery Charm because this charm is mandatory. If you are using Gunlance, this is a mandatory charm unless you have the gems. But this is a mandatory charm. If I can talk right today, Jesus Christ. Alright, now let's go look at our skill set and I'll explain everything. If you look, we are using Earplugs level 5. Earplugs level 5 on this Gunlance is amazing. I think if you're using Gunlance and you don't use Earplugs level 5, you're missing out because this increases your infinite combo uptime. Insane. Whenever you're mid combo and a monster is getting ready to roar, or they do roar, this keeps you from getting stunned. This keeps your infinite combo animation going on. Right below it, we have Handicraft level 4. Now, Handicraft level 4 into White Sharpness. I know you're probably thinking, why Handicraft? You know, shelling Gunlance, it eats through your sharpness. And that's very true. It does. But I'll explain. We have Artillery level 3 coming from the Charm. And like I said, it's mandatory. Have to have it. Speed Sharpening level 3. This removes 3 cycles from the sharpening process. It is great because where you're shelling so much, it's eating through that sharpness. To being able to only have to sharpen one time and right back up it's just great. Now, Weakness Exploit level 2. Now that is in here because attacks that hit weak spots have 30% increased affinity. Now, that doesn't count for the shells because the shells ignore all armor. So whatever your shells hit for on the hardest part of a monster or right on a weak spot, it's going to proc the same every time. But it makes our lance damage increase whenever we hit a weak spot. And you should be hitting weak spots anyway, right on the head or somewhere through there, because you should be playing right up on top of the monster. So I wanted to involve the actual lance itself because that's just more damage that I'm missing out on. And I love having this weakness exploit. I think having it is like, you can't pass it up. I feel like you need to have this because increasing your damage overall instead of just relying on your shells in case you can't always infinite combo is great. You got to have a backup plan. We are using an attack boost gem because I don't have another recovery up gem. Unfortunately, I don't know how I don't, but I don't. So I put an attack boost in just to boost my attack a little bit. It's not mandatory. You can easily swap this out for something else if you'd rather have it. I just wish I had another recovery up so that way with the health augmentation, we would be healing a lot faster. Now, that's what recovery up is, by the way. I didn't explain that, but that's what that does. Now, capacity boost increases our Gunlance shell capacity by 1. Very great because for shelling, that's maximizing more damage, and you have to have it. You have to have it. It's too good, guys. It's too good. And for the last one, Protect the Polish. Now, this gem is what ties this whole thing together. This gem is what makes this build so good. Because after you sharpen, you do not lose any sharpness for a set amount of time. The set amount of time, I'm pretty sure, is 60 seconds. And that is amazing. Because with shelling Gunlance, you burn through sharpness. Speed Sharpening 3, Protect the Polish. You're down once, you're right back up. For the first 60 seconds, you have white sharpness, which means all lance damage has a 2.5% increase flat, which with weakness exploit gives you 30% increased affinity when you hit a weak spot. Boom. Our lance damage has increased a lot without having to sacrificing a lot of gems for it, right? Also, our lance with earplugs and artillery, you're constantly having uptime. You're dropping down once to sharpen, you have full white sharpness, you're maximizing your lance damage, you're maximizing your shell damage. It is great, guys. It is great. I'll show you the gems real quick that you need for this build, if I can get. I don't want to sell equipment, please game. I just want to set decorations. Alright. This is the decoration list that we're using in the order we're using it. These gems for this build, mandatory. For any build, it's mandatory. You gotta have it. But this build is just great. It doesn't seem like it does a lot of damage, 437 with poison and stuff. But I'm telling you, with the amount of uptime you have, right, with the infinite combo, let me just demonstrate for all you. Right, when we shell once, boom. Look how much, through one combo, we're already down to quarter left of our white sharpness. Already down. We shell a second time, and we're going to be down to blue sharpness already. And we're going to burn through that blue sharpness like nothing if we're staying right up on the monster. But if you use that whetstone with Protect Polish and Speed Sharpening level 3, look at that. For the first 60 seconds, nothing. You don't lose any damage. And with Earplugs level 5, if you need to sharpen, you can sharpen right as a monster's roaring. You have plenty of time to do it with Speed Sharpening level 3. And it's great. I love this build. I think it's a great build. I think it's an even greater build because honestly, besides Kushala, there is no other Elder Dragons that you have to kill for this set. You just have to kill, it's Raytheon and B-52 Bomber. I forget his name. Basil Geese. Yeah, you gotta farm a lot of Basil Geese, unfortunately. If you hate fighting Basil Geese, I'm sorry. It has to be done. It has to be done. But that's the build. I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, try it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any builds you would like to see, let me know in the comments, guys. I'm going to head over, though. We're going to test this build out in something, and I'm going to show you just how good it is. See you guys over there.